Welcome back. Week 3 of the podcast here from Win Big Sports. It's Win Big Sports Talk. Gabriel Schrei bringing you today's edition. Thanks so much for being with me here. Excited to get right into it. We're going to start with results from last week from those picks and go from there. So last week's picks put me 22 correct picks, 4 incorrect picks. Last week I called for Georgia, Michigan, Oklahoma, Baylor, BYU, Ole Miss, Penn State, Alabama, Ohio State, Texas Tech, Tennessee, Michigan State, Pittsburgh, Florida, Texas, Clemson, Texas A&M, Utah, and App State to win. Fully BYU, Texas Tech, and Michigan State proved me wrong. We'll get there. One week at a time. Big week of picks. I'm proud of that. Lots of great games this week, and we're going to get right into them and talk about who to watch. So that's going to start with number 25, Miami's Hurricanes, who are 2-1. They're hosting Middle Tennessee, the Blue Raiders. That's a tough one for Middle Tennessee. Miami moved the ball really well in Week 3. They lost to Texas A&M. They couldn't get across the goal line. The Texas A&M defense was just too good. That's not going to be a problem against Middle Tennessee. They just lost 44-7 at James Madison. Yikes. So MTSU holds a 2-0 edge all time in this series, but their first meeting was in 1932. So it's like they're probably going to drop their first game ever to the Hurricanes. My score prediction, 42-10, Miami wins. Next up, number 24, the Pittsburgh Panthers, who are sitting at 2-1, battling the Rhode Island Rams. That's a noon kickoff. Definitely going to take Pittsburgh in that one. So they're just 1 week out from allowing 5 consecutive touchdown drives of 75 yards or more in a 42-21 loss to Delaware. Now Rhode Island is going to have to battle an even stiffer opponent, a ranked FBS school. Pitt quarterback Kenan Slovis did not play last week against Western Michigan, even though he was cleared to do so. Pat Narduzzi just said we're going to play it safe. The quarterback knows, he's going to be needed later on when the Panthers are in ACC play. So they'll probably sit him out. I would guess they'll sit him out this week as well, and he won't start until Week 5 when they enter their conference schedule. Rhode Island might have a chance with that in mind, but I'm just not seeing it. My score prediction, 42-16. Pittsburgh rolls Rhode Island. Next up, number 22, Texas and the Longhorns, who are 2-1, traveling to battle the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They're 2-1. That's a 3:30 kick, and you can guess who I'm going to take in that one, the Longhorns. Don't let that score from last week fool you. Texas got all it could handle against UTSA at home. They were leading by just 4 points late in the third quarter before Barron ran back a back-breaking pick 6, and it jump-started what was a 21-point victory for them. In their first road game of the season, Texas could be in some trouble, but Texas Tech didn't look great in its loss to NC State and has been pretty careless with the ball. They've got 7 picks they've thrown through their first 3 games, so Longhorns looking good with the defensive backs. Just from a mile-high view, I'm looking and saying that might play a factor in this contest. Texas has averaged 55.8 points per game during its 4-game winning streak in this Big 12 rivalry. So throw in how good Robinson looked en route to 3 touchdowns and more than 200 total yards from scrimmage last week. I'm feeling pretty good about Texas. I'm calling for a 50-27 victory. Texas and the Longhorns taking down the Red Raiders. Sorry, Red Raider fans. Number 19, the BYU Cougars are 2-1. They are hosting the Wyoming Cowboys, who are 3-1. That's a 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You know who I'm going with there. BYU looked like it expected Oregon to be bad, and it was supposed to be a pretty big opportunity for those two programs, but the Cougars couldn't get a stop to save their lives, falling behind 38-7 by midway through the third quarter and then losing 41-20. But they're a lot better than that. They're going to look to bounce back big time against the Cowboys. And Wyoming has only managed just 4 touchdowns through 3 games against FBS opponents. They played Illinois, who crushed Chattanooga on Thursday, Tulsa, and Air Force. By the way, massive shout out to UTC hanging with an FBS school. I know 31-0 is a pretty big score difference, but come on, that's a football championship score right there, going into Illinois and battling them on their home turf, which did not look good. So my prediction for that score, BYU, number 19 in the country, they're going to win over Wyoming 35-13. Number 18, the Washington Huskies are 3-0. They're battling the Stanford Cardinal, who stand at 1-1. That's a 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Let's talk about that one. Washington definitely going to win that one. They just beat up on Michigan State. They looked great. Michael Penix Jr. lit it up. Nearly 400 passing yards and 4 passing scores. If that lefty looks good again, the Huskies are going to win in what will be a relatively high-scoring affair. My score prediction, 38-27. Washington going to take Stanford in this one. Number 17, the Baylor Bears are at Iowa State battling the Cyclones. Baylor is 2-1 on the season. Iowa is 3-0. That's a 4 p.m. kick in that one. The spread is 2.5 in favor of Iowa State. So I'm thinking this is going to be a tight one. That looks like a nail-biter to me on paper. The past 3 Baylor-Iowa State games were decided by just 1 possession and twice with a critical scoring play in the last 30 seconds of the game. So it's looking like it's trending in that direction, looking like a tight game. I'm not going to say low-scoring affair, but it won't be a shootout. So my score prediction going to be an Iowa State win. I'm going with the Vegas favorite, 21-17 over Baylor. Number 16, Ole Miss, the Rebels. They're 3-0. They're battling the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. They're playing host to them in Mississippi. Ole Miss 3-0. Tulsa 2-1. That's a 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Ole Miss is taking that one. They entered this season having just allowed 14 points in 25 consecutive games, but they've just allowed 13 total points during this 3-0 start. So take that with a grain of salt. These games came against Troy, Central Arkansas, and Georgia Tech. Not exactly fantastic teams, though I will say Georgia Tech looked pretty good against Clemson. This has been an incredible start for a team that's also averaging 43 points on offense. This is going to be a real test. Tulsa's pretty good. We'll see how good that Ole Miss defense really is. Tulsa is, leading the nation in passing yards per game, 413 yards per game. Davis Brin has 18 touchdowns had 18 touchdowns and 16 picks during the 2021 regular season, but he's been fantastic early on. Keelan Stokes taking all kinds of passes in from him. They're looking great, so that's going to be a real test. My score prediction, Ole Miss is still going to run away with it, 45-17. They're looking hot. They're going to stay hot. Here we go. We got the number 15 Oregon Ducks, who are 2-1. They're on the road battling the Washington State Cougars, who are 3-0. That's a 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. I'm taking this one. Everybody in the world is saying that Oregon is going to win. And, I get it. They got the cool-looking jerseys or whatever and the duck or something. I get it. People like the duck. Nah. Nobody believes in Washington State. Well, I do, Cougars. I'm here. I think the Cougars got this one. Oregon got boat raced by Georgia in week 1, but no one cares. The Ducks are back up to number 15 in the AP poll after that home win over BYU. Washington won a home game against a terrible Michigan State, and they're in the rankings at number 18. But an impressive road win over ranked Wisconsin and a subsequent 31-point win over Colorado State. Washington State is just still 5th amongst others receiving votes. Now, the Cougar faithful are going to be happy this weekend. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on Washington State. They're going to edge out Oregon, 27-24. Watch for that big win. Hopefully I'm right on that. And again, don't bet on that one. It's not anything that's tight. Like don't bet on it unless you're really feeling confident or it's your team and you're just doing it for fun. Don't bet on those tight games. That's a sketchy one. That's a sketchy pick by me, but I'm feeling it. Number 14, Penn State, the Nittany Lions. They're 3-0. They're battling Central Michigan and the Chippewas, who are 1-2. That's a 12 noon Eastern Standard Time kick on that one. Penn State destroyed Auburn last weekend, and even though that was probably more of a testament to how not good Auburn is, sorry, War Eagle, I apologize. We're going to need to see more of the Nittany Lions before we start to take them seriously. I think they're really going to struggle with Michigan. That's October 15th, and then Ohio State on October 29th. I mean, those are some big programs right now. So Central Michigan, their defense allowed over 500 yards and a combined 96 points in losses to Oklahoma State and South Alabama. Penn State's running away with that. My score prediction, 45-14. Central Michigan will struggle to move the ball. Penn State will have a free-for-all in the first half and coast in quarters 3 and 4. Number 13, the Utah Utes at Arizona State battling the Sun Devils. I was just out in Phoenix. Utah is 2-1. The Sun Devils are 1-2. That's a 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Utah's taking that one. I don't even really know how much I should say about this. Never say never when Pac-12 After Dark is in play, but Utah is taking an easy win in Tempe, Arizona. 41-17, my score prediction. The Utes running away with that one. Okay, the North Carolina State Wolfpack. I've picked against them already this year, and I was proven very wrong. I'm not picking against them again. They're 3-0. They're battling the Connecticut Huskies, who are 1-3. A 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Yeah, NC State's taking that one. They're fresh off of a 59-0 loss to the University of Michigan. The only question here is whether or not Connecticut will be able to hang around to keep up with that first-team offense on the field all the way through that first half. I just am not seeing it. The Wolfpack are going to be looking good. They're going to come out, score a bunch. My score prediction, 52-14. NC State takes that one away from Connecticut easily. College game day is just up the road from me here. They're about 90 minutes from my house. Unfortunately, I can't participate in the festivities. I'll be in Atlanta on the call for an HBCU Classic. That's Moorhead and Savannah State. Going to be a lot of fun there. Pretty excited about it. Number 11, the Tennessee Volunteers, who are undefeated. And the number 20, Florida Gators, who are 2-1. That's a 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Go Big Orange. Go Big Orange. What can I say? Both teams are ranked in the top 20. This should be a clash of the Titans. This SEC East rivalry has been crazy. Florida has been all over this one. They've won 5 straight, and 16 of the last 17 meetings between these two teams. That dates all the way back to 2005. Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker has been about flawless since the start of last season. 36 passing touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. Florida quarterback Anthony Richardson, this is the 3rd week in a row I've mentioned this kid's name specifically on the podcast. I'm rooting for you, Anthony. He has not been good. He's got to get it turned around. They've got to get a guru in there. I don't know what they've got to figure out. I'm not a coach. They got to help this kid. He's got the talent. He's got the physical ability. He's got the brain to move the football. He's not doing it. Just 2 weeks ago, he went 24 of 53 for 255 yards, no scores, and 4 picks. He also carried the ball 13 times for just 28 yards and no scores. So, man, Florida needs to help Richardson out is all I have to say. They're going to struggle because he's struggling. Tennessee is hot. They're going to stay hot. They're in Knoxville. Tennessee's coming up with a win. My score prediction, 38-17. Still not a safe one to bet on. That's a rivalry game. Look at that history. Dating back to 2005, 16 of 17 games going to Florida and the Gators. Tennessee is breaking the streak. So keep an eye on that. Should be a fun one. Number 10, the Arkansas Razorbacks, 3-0. And the number 23, Texas A&M Aggies, who are 2-1. That's a 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. I'm staying with the big boys here. Arkansas, I'm feeling it. Their rushing attack is on fire. Signal caller is spreading the ball around well, but the Razorbacks are dead last in the nation on defense. 352 yards per game allowed through the air. So can Texas A&M take advantage of that bad secondary? I don't think so. King threw for just 97 yards in the Week 2 loss to App State. I think they're going to struggle. And with that in mind, I think Arkansas is going to win a really tight one. 24-20, my score prediction. Don't bet on that one either. That's a sketchy one, but I'm feeling Arkansas. Number 8, Kentucky's Wildcats are hosting the Northern Illinois Huskies. The Wildcats are 3-0. The Huskies are 1-2. That's a 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. This is pretty run-of-the-mill stuff here. Kentucky's inability to run the ball is a real concern, but it's not going to be a concern against Northern Illinois and the Huskies. 35-13, my score prediction in that one. You could probably bet on the Wildcats. That's probably a safe one. Number 7, the USC Trojans, who are 3-0, are traveling to Oregon State's Beavers. 3-0 there as well. Little matchup of early undefeateds, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Pretty good matchup. It's a good one. USC's offense is pretty potent. They've been effective. That defense has not been good. They've either been hot or cold and no in between. Fresno State put up 400 total yards against them, so I think they're going to struggle a little bit to hold Oregon State down, and the Beavers are going to have some success, but USC's going to win by at least 10. So, I don't know, my score prediction going to be 45-35 just to play it safe. USC wins over Oregon State. Number 6, the Oklahoma Sooners are playing host to Kansas State's Wildcats. Oklahoma's 3-0. Wildcats are 2-1. That's an 8 p.m. kick in that one. Eastern Standard Time, of course. Oklahoma's going to take this one. They're not going to run away with it, but they look pretty good. Oklahoma's offense, shades of Lincoln Riley, averaging north of 500 total yards per game and 17 touchdowns with just one turnover. The Sooners also look a lot better on defense. Oklahoma's already got 13 sacks, leading the nation with 32 total tackles for loss. Not much Kansas State can do about that. My score prediction, 42-14, Oklahoma taking Kansas State to the chopping block. Number 5, the Clemson Tigers, they hit the road. They're 3-0. They're going to battle the number 21 Wake Forest Demon Deacons, who are also 3-0. That's a 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, noon kickoff. Pretty fun one there. I'll tell you what, I got to stay with Clemson on this one, but Wake Forest has been pretty effective. They just struggled with a Liberty University team that I really like, and I picked Liberty to win that one. They lost by just 1 point. The Tigers won their opener against Georgia Tech 41-10, but I referenced that earlier as well. Georgia Tech's offense looked pretty good. I think Clemson's got it in them, but they got to get things on track here. If they want to win this, they got to be careful. They got to play safe. Score prediction for me here is going to be 42-35, a one-score win for Clemson. They gotta stay consistent. They gotta keep their eye on the prize here. Next up, number 4, the University of Michigan Wolverines, who are 3-0, are playing host to Maryland's Terrapins, who are 3-0. That's a noon Eastern Standard Time kickoff. State of Maryland, they love their Terrapins. I feel pretty bad for them in this one. This will be one of the tougher tests that University of Michigan's Wolverines have faced all season. They're going to rise to 4-0. This is a safe bet. I've bet on Michigan every week. I've bet on them to cover the spread a couple times, and they're good. They're really good. They're safe to bet on. Score call here going to be 49-14. University of Michigan takes the Terrapins to the woodshed. Easy victory for Blue. Number 3, Ohio State and the Buckeyes are playing host to Wisconsin's Badgers. Ohio State is 3-0. The Badgers are 2-1. That's a 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick in that one. The Buckeyes are going to win. Wisconsin held opponents not named Ohio State to 14 points per game back in 2019, but gave up 38 points in the regular season and 34 in the Big Ten Championship against the Buckeyes. So I think Ohio State's going to score more than that this time around. My score prediction, 45-14, Ohio State beats up on Wisconsin. Number 2, the Alabama Crimson Tide. They're 3-0. They're battling the Vanderbilt Commodores, who are 3-1 on the season. Vanderbilt going to have to travel down from Tennessee all the way down to Bama to battle them. That's a 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Not much to say here. The question, I think, is whether or not they'll cover the spread. I think so. Vanderbilt, not that good. Not that good. Not much more to say than that. Bama's hot. Bama's always hot. Bama's big. Bama's scary. My score prediction, 60-7. Vanderbilt scores 1. They might chip in a field goal and prove me wrong and make it 10, but I'm saying 60-7 is my score call on that one. You know who's left? Number 1, the Georgia Bulldogs. They're undefeated, of course, battling the Kent State Golden Flashes, who have traveled down there, will travel down to Georgia. I mean, again, I don't really know what to say about that one. My score prediction for that one going to be Georgia 60. Kent State maybe gets a field goal. We'll call it Kent State 3. Yeah, Georgia's defense is incredible, to put it lightly. They're definitely going to get a shutout almost certainly, unless they chip off a field goal. But I'll stick with that score prediction, 60-3. Other interesting games: Duke Blue Devils, who are 3-0, are at Kansas to battle the Jayhawks, who they're 3-0. That's a 12 noon Eastern Standard Time kick. I'm taking Kansas. My score pick, 45-35, overcoming Duke. Minnesota's Golden Gophers are traveling to Lansing, Michigan to battle Michigan State Spartans. Minnesota's 3-0. The Spartans are 2-1. That's a 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. I picked Michigan State last week to beat Washington. They proved me wrong. Don't do this again to me, Sparty. 31-28, my score call on that one. Just a field goal win for Michigan State Spartans. It'll be a close one. It'll be a fun one. Not a safe one to bet on. Don't do it. Don't let them trick you. Indiana's Hoosiers are 3-0. They are traveling to Cincinnati to battle the Bearcats. They're 2-1. That's a 3:30 p.m. kick. Going to be a close one again. Maybe a touchdown game. Let's call it 31-21. Cincinnati overcoming Indiana. 10-point win, 4 touchdowns on O, and a field goal for Cincy's Bearcats. James Madison's Dukes are at App State to battle the Mountaineers up in Boone, North Carolina. You saw the miracle win. Yeah, I'm seeing it. App State's going to beat James Madison. Let's call this one 38-23. The Mountaineers looking a little hot, rising up, getting back in shape after that close win over Troy last week. Liberty Flames are battling the Akron University Zips. Calling for Liberty to win this one. They were in a close one last week with Wake Forest. Lost by just 1. Akron's probably in danger. I think Liberty will bounce back, come up with a big win against their MAC opponent. The game will be available on ESPN+. My score pick, 36-21, Liberty win. All right, couple more fun ones before we get into the NFL picks. Homecoming for Adrian College's Bulldogs. They've met Finlandia just 3 times in program history. It's always been a blowout in favor of AC. Adrian is 2-1 on the year. Finlandia is 0-3. It's a 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff. Bulldogs are going to keep that up. Join Ian Went on the call via their YouTube stream and local radio. My prediction, 55-7. Adrian College overcomes Finlandia University. Maryville College Scots are 2-1. They're traveling over to battle the Greensboro College Lions. They're 2-1. That's a noon Eastern Standard Time kick. Sticking with history on this one as well. 14-2 all-time winning record for Maryville between these two D3 football programs. The Scots out ahead in that regard big time. They're going to win again on Saturday. You can watch on the Greensboro Boxcast service. Maryville College will win that one 35-14, at least as far as I'm concerned. All right, NFL football pick results. I'm not doing well in the NFL. I'm doing really bad with these picks. And I'm betting on these. It's not, don't tell my girlfriend, she'd be mad if she knew how much money I had lost on these bets. It's a big deal. No, I'm just kidding. Seriously though, I'm not doing well on my NFL picks. I've been picking against Vegas, and it's making me look really stupid. So I'm going to start picking more with Vegas and stop picking teams I like just because I like them. Week 1, I went 5-4. Week 2, I went 10-5. So I'm 15-9 on the year for my picks. I called for the Rams, Ravens, Browns, Lions, Colts, Bucks, Giants, Steelers, 49ers, Bengals, Broncos, Raiders, Packers, Bills, Eagles to win last week. The Rams, Lions, Bucks, Giants, 49ers, Broncos, Packers, Bills, and Eagles won. So like I said, I about split that. Went 10-5. Let's get into the picks. Let's not waste any more time. First one up, Kansas City Chiefs are in Indianapolis, battling the Indianapolis Colts. The Chiefs are 2-0. The Colts are 0-1-1. That's a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch on CBS. The spread is 5.5 points in favor of KC. That's a big spread for an NFL contest. So I'm picking the Chiefs, 34-17, my score prediction. And that is in line with CBS pick on that one. They're saying they're going to take the victory there. Bills are 2-0. They travel to Miami from Buffalo to battle the Dolphins, who are also 2-0. That's a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch that one on CBS. Another big spread in favor of Buffalo this time. 5.5 points at the time of recording. I'm taking Buffalo. That's a safe one. 31-27, my score prediction. Not covering the spread. And that is in line with DraftKings, who are saying that Buffalo is definitely going to take that one. Pretty unanimous. Pretty safe pick there. The Raiders are at the Titans. Las Vegas is 0-2. The Titans are 0-2. Pretty sad game right there. Won't be watching. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch that one on Fox. Las Vegas, the favorite from Las Vegas. 2.5 point spread there. I think that is the direction I went on this one. Taking the Raiders. I'm calling for a 24-14 win. I think the offense of the Titans will struggle against them. And I think they're going to cover that spread. So we'll see if I end up right or not. Should be a fun one there. Baltimore Ravens are at the New England Patriots. Both are 1-1. That's a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. Also on Fox. Baltimore is the favorite by 3 points on the spread. It's an easy one for Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's going to ball. Their offense is going to look good. Their defense is going to look good. Pretty split up on the scores in this one, though. I kind of checked out the national crowd to see what they would think. Fox ranges by 10 points on the Patriots, so I don't think anybody really knows how that offense is going to do. I'm going to predict that the Ravens offense will be really hot. I'm going to put them at 34 points. I'm going to put the Patriots at 21 points. That's 3 touchdowns. Hopefully I'm kind of close on that. Baltimore is definitely the favorite, though, so I'm saying Baltimore wins that one. Bengals are 0-2. They travel to New York to battle the Jets, who are 1-1. That's a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch on CBS. Big-time favorites in this one, Cincinnati and the Bengals, so I'm sticking with it. In fact, their win probability from the FPI, 78% by an average of 9 points. You can't argue with that. I'm not arguing with that. We're taking them. 37-21, my score prediction. Bengals winning big over the New York Jets. Philadelphia Eagles are traveling to Washington to take on the Commanders. Eagles are 2-0. The Commanders are 1-1. That's a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch it on Fox. And another big spread in favor of Philadelphia's Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles. Fox is calling for the Eagles to win, let's say 24-20 in that one, which would not cover the spread, but that's my pick. Eagles win it 24-20. The Detroit Lions are traveling up to Minnesota and the Twin Cities to take on the Vikings. Both are 1-1. That's a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on Fox. The spread is massively in favor of the Vikings. You know, I started this NFL segment by saying I wouldn't pick teams I like anymore, and I would make safer picks. So look at what a liar I am. The Detroit Lions are going to win this one 30-27 in a nail-biter, but they got to play good defense. They got to hold the Vikings down. They got to play it safe. They are not the favorite by any means, and that's a pretty big spread, 5.5 points, but I'm still going with the Detroit Lions. Call me wrong next week when I was wrong this week. New Orleans Saints 1-1. They travel to Carolina to take on the Panthers, who are 0-2. It's a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on Fox. The spread is in favor of New Orleans and the Saints, and that's who I'm picking in this one. It's going to be a tight one, though. Let's say the Saints 24, the Panthers 17, and they're just barely going to edge them out on that one. It should be a fun game. New Orleans looking good this year. I've enjoyed watching them, even though they're not electric to watch, right? They're kind of grinding it out. Should be another fun one this week. The Texans are 0-1-1. Worst record I can imagine. They're traveling to Chicago to battle the Bears. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch on CBS. The Bears are just barely, get it, a favorite in this one. Inside of the Windy City at home. They're going to edge out the Texans 23-21 in this one. Watch. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Hopefully they prove me right in that one. Should be a fun game either way. And I'll enjoy tuning in to see what the result was. Jacksonville Jaguars hit the road. They're headed to the West Coast to take on the LA Chargers. Both are 1-1. It's a 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick on CBS. 7-point spread in favor of the Chargers. Literally no way I can pick against that one. Chargers are going to win 34-21 over the Jaguars. Sorry, Jacksonville. Best of luck to you. Green Bay Packers are headed down to Florida for a little mini vacation. They're going to battle the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Packers are 1-1. The Bucs are 2-0. I mean, what do you say? You got Aaron Rodgers. You got Tampa Bay. Tom Brady. What a fun game. What are we going to watch for? The ground game will be important in this one. Both quarterbacks are getting a little old, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. Bucs are probably going to win this one. I would say it's safe to take them on the bet. 28-21, my score prediction in favor of the Tampa Bay Bucs. Los Angeles Rams are 1-1. They travel to Arizona, out to Phoenix, to take on the Cardinals. Both are 1-1. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch on Fox as the Rams win this one. A lot of people like the Cardinals in this. I don't. I don't like the Cardinals at all against Los Angeles and the Rams. I know LA got a shaky start, but they literally just won the Super Bowl. They look really good. They've got Matt Stafford. I'm not sure why people are suddenly having zero confidence in LA, but that's just how the sports world works, right? It's a bandwagon thing. I'm taking LA. LA's going to win this one 27-24. Still going to be a nail-biter, but they're going to win that one. Atlanta Falcons, they're 0-2. They travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks, who are 1-1. It's a 4:30 Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch on Fox. The spread is even. I'm taking the Falcons. They're finally going to get their first win of the year. They're going to win this one 24-21, a nail-biter there up in Seattle. And the last game of the week, San Francisco 49ers travel to Denver, Mile High Stadium, to take on the Broncos. Both are 1-1. It's Sunday Night Football, 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kick. You can watch on NBC. The 49ers are going to win this one. 24-21, my score prediction here. Denver is the national favorite, but I'm sticking with the 49ers. I don't know. They did lose Lance. I'm feeling Garoppolo. They always look good. They always look clean and smooth, and the Broncos just don't. Something's not right with them. Something is off, so I'm not taking them. Sorry, Denver. All right, let's take a look at our clips of the week here. I don't even know what's first, so I'm just going to start playing one, and we'll see what it is and go from there. That's the wrong thing. Pretend you didn't see that. You didn't see that. All right, this is from last week. So last week there were 3 big-time comeback wins. The New York Jets were down 30-17 with 1:55 left, but came back and won. The Dolphins were down 35-14 at the start of the fourth quarter. They came back and won the game. The Cardinals were down 20-0 at the half, then 23-7 at the start of the fourth quarter, and they still came back and won that game. So pretty big-time stuff. Here you go. You've probably seen this clip a couple times already, or at least one of them. Tampa Bay Bucs wide receiver Mike Evans and New Orleans Saints defensive back Marshawn Lattimore have fought 3 separate times now. Evans was suspended 1 game for what happened in 2017, and again now for this. And here's just a quick look at all 3 of these fights. Tweeted this one back on, I think, Monday. These guys just hate each other. But I will say my takeaway from this is that Lattimore starts the fights, and Mike Evans finishes the fights every single time. You can see he pushes him right there. Yeah, you're done. So, yeah, hopefully he stops starting the fights. Hard to feel bad for either one of them, though. This was on Thursday Night Football. George Pickens, man, the Georgia Bulldog, looking good. Looking a little OBJ themed right there. And the last thing of the week here from Clips of the Week, go to our YouTube channel. You can head over to our website, wbsnsports.com, and click through onto it. You can search up Win Big Sports on YouTube. Check out this one. I titled the video, Your 99-Yard Interception. It's just a quick clip about Jalen Watson and his 99-yard pick six and where he came from. So had some real trouble getting into the league and getting his chance to get on the field. But once he did, he took advantage of it. So that's it. That's it for this week for Win Big Sports Talk. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you again next time. I'm Gabriel Schrei for WBSN Sports.